Hello, everybody. Welcome back to ECS playoffs. I'm joined by the lovely man Leo. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you, Kyra?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. I'm excited for this game. Who do we have?
Today we have Humble Academy versus Unknown.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there won't be any unknown quantities here because these two teams we've watched them for a while. That I mean, they've been playing so well in the contenders division. It is a first versus fourth scenario here, but I mean, let's be honest. The top four teams, there's barely anything between them.
I mean, yeah, like 5 points, I think, barely,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
And the exciting thing here, it's actually a best of three, so these teams are going to compete each other for the first time in a best of three, and
Mhm.
that entirely changes the playing field, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because you can kind of almost have mental resets after maps. You can pick yourselves up essentially. Obviously, best of ones you kind of have to leave it all out in the field, but this time there is it's kind of like a how would you put it? There's like a kind of marathon, not a sprint scenario.
Definitely, and you need to make sure you need to let more maps through the ban phase, right?
Yeah,
So usually it's believed that the better teams win when there's more maps played. So BO3s,
yeah,
BO5s, the more maps played, the better
yeah,
team wins, right? So this should be an exciting one, and these teams are really close to each other on standings. So this
yeah.
should be a really close one as well.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing is the fact that the last time these two teams actually played each other, it was Humble Academy that came out the kind of victors here. They won 7-5 in the end. We'll see here that this is the other teams in the bracket who have kind of made it through. We've got I can never say that name. Machine Soldiers. They're through. Kel's Disciples, they're through. They're now playing each other in the other game. But we're now waiting to see who actually goes out to play Lions Creed. Yeah, just saying, Humble Academy, they beat Team Unknown 7-5 on the last time that they played on Consulate. So again, maybe another map that they can think about. They're obviously the teams will now have a lot of void review, etc. A lot of kind of information to go off against each other.
Definitely, and 7-5 is maybe not an overtime map, but it's definitely a close one. It's the closest you can go without overtime. And I haven't watched the game, but if these rounds were close, then it's maybe even closer than we think. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're definitely. I'm really expecting an exciting game here.
Yeah, exactly. Another interesting thing is the fact that Humble haven't actually been beaten the regular season. I think they got taken to overtime. Sorry, they have lost this season. They lost once in overtime. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good going.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, not dropping any points in any game kind of just shows you the stature of this team. But anyway, enough about that. I don't know if our producer actually has the map bands ready yet. We can hopefully get to them pretty soon. Up here they go. They are popping up just below us here. Um, but yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what's actually going to be picked in Clubhouse, Oregon, and Villa, which is really interesting.
Yeah, definitely interesting maps. So no consulate.
Yeah.
Consulate is gonna be banned out, and Clubhouse, Oregon, and Villa. Three maps are kind of similar to each other in a lot of ways, especially Oregon and Clubhouse.
Yeah.
But they're also different in many ways. So if you're good on Oregon, doesn't guarantee you're gonna be good on Clubhouse as well. Although the
Yeah.
playstyle is kind of similar, but the layouts of the map and the way and the timing and how you need
Yeah.
to play it in general in terms of team roles on attack on defense, it's completely different, right?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
there's a similar theme here, right? There's no coastline, there's no
Yeah,
chalet, so we
yeah,
have a certain theme here. These teams they know what they're going to what they're going to bring here, what they will need to bring here to in order to win.
yeah,
Um, these maps are they require structure and teamwork to be able to bring out these rounds on the attack,
yeah,
especially Oregon, which is really defender sided, really rough to attack right now. The meta is just really hard there right now.
yeah,
Clubhouse is one of these maps who is really that's really familiar for everyone, right? Everyone
yeah,
knows Clubhouse, everyone knows how to play it, and Villa can go either way. It could
yeah,
be really aggressive and could be really structured, but Villa is just one of those really exciting maps to watch.
yeah,
Um, and hopefully we're gonna actually have an exciting Villa here, just to differentiate a little bit from Clubhouse and Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, Villa's really malleable in how it can be played. Interestingly enough, though, the other two times that we saw Team Unknown be beat was actually on Clubhouse in Oregon. So kind of drawn for that, you can almost say that this potentially could be an advantage to Humble before they're even in the game.
Yeah, definitely. And if neither of these teams they will take it on in a 2-0 fashion, we're gonna
Yeah,
go to Villa as a third map as a decider,
mm,
and there you will need to mix all of your play styles into one cohesive play style to make sure
yeah,
that you're getting away with that win, right? You cannot
yeah,
rely on one or the other. There, you can't rely on just playing passive all the time, making sure you're closing out these defensive rounds, like on Oregon, for example, or in some cases on Clubhouse. You really need to bring all of your basically strat book and all of your ideas how to play the game and your maximum on Villa.
yeah. That's it, definitely. Not long now until we actually get into the game. We're just waiting for ours to cascade through the chat. You know how it is, Leo. You've been in there yourself. But yeah, so I mean, throughout this map pool, I'll ask you, what do you think? How do you think this is going to go?
To be honest, I really don't know. I'm not gonna make any predictions, but I do think we're gonna have a really close game here.
Yeah,
7-5 in Consulate for Humble the last time round. Again, Consulate is really not similar to Oregon or Clubhouse or
yeah,
even Villa in almost any way. Besides the fact that Consulate on some sites you're still going execute heavy, right? You're going for that
yeah,
objective. But besides that specific fact, Consulate it has its own unique playstyle, and it's possible that Humble is just really good at it. I'm not
yeah,
too sure. So you can't really compare here. So we're gonna play three maps that these teams never met each other on. This can go either way, definitely. But Oregon Club, these are the kind of maps that you usually see a very close matches,
yeah.
right? You see back and forth there. So I'm definitely expecting a back and forth there. Hopefully we're gonna see a third map. Besides that, I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the fact that club has almost fallen to the kind of wayward side kind of thing. With the fact that attackers are now slowly starting to gain advantages and splits, they're starting to upset the narrative of what we're used to when defenders take 4-2 or maybe sometimes 5-1, depending on how it goes. So with the fact that it's now kind of slowly moving towards a more aggressive, a more malleable meta and how the splits go, I'll be interesting to see, especially with, again, we've already spoke about it, how close it was when it was 7-5 on the last kind of time they played. Again, I was only the beginning of the season, so now with plenty of information on each other, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if we have any sort of like kind of um, counter strats, some pocket strats that they bring out in this best of three.
Uh, yeah, definitely. And the thing is with Clubhouse right now, you have Gym, right? Just the weakest side
Yeah,
on Club right now that is played. Obviously, no one is playing Bar at all at any
yeah,
level. And Gym is just so weak right now to the attack. It looks like teams just figured it out. So couple that with the fact that CCTV is just crumbling
yeah,
game after game. Like the more you watch CCTV, it looks like it's more and more attacker sided, right? It
yeah,
just looks like these attackers are just relentless. They're breaching that wall. The fact that that wall is just not penetrated almost ever anymore because it's
yeah,
just so hard to penetrate. It basically made CCTV just so hard to defend.
yeah,
So the only really solid, maybe we can say defender sided side there on Clubhouse that you have is
yeah,
Church, right? But then again, it's still Clubhouse. The angles and kind of the positioning and how the map is built is always gonna favor the defenders, and there's a lot of roaming and kind of potential to surprise your attackers, right?
yeah,
So there's always potential to kind of upset a little bit, to go for these aggressive plays, maybe on the garage door, maybe on the atom
yeah,
window, maybe go for a cheeky spawn peek, and make sure that you're actually, bringing in these defensive rounds and not not making it close, right? And then on
yeah,
the attack, it's just about that communication, that structure that every team needs to have in Clavos because it's such a fundamental map, right? If you're good
yeah,
on Clavos, then you're gonna be good in a lot of other things, in a lot of other areas, in other maps, in the map
yeah.
pool. So yeah, so club is one of these fundamental maps. I guess we're gonna see. We're gonna have a small hint to who's the better team here on after we're gonna see clubhouse,
Yeah.
and then maybe the picture will change a little bit. But until then, it's really hard to predict.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really difficult. I think we're going to actually get to start pretty soon now. I just had the producer in my ear. But so we won't need to speculate that much longer, Leo, as we head straight in to the first map here. Well, we're going to start off with the bands. How would you expect these bands kind of to go on the first map of Oregon? Oh, sorry, it's not
Well,
Oregon, it's Clubhouse, actually.
yeah, well, regardless if it's Oregon or Clubhouse, right? We're always gonna see a Thatcher ban. That's something that I expect 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Usually the defending team is just gonna ban the Thatcher out. Never mind. I mean, it's Clubhouse. We sometimes we see a Maverick ban here. It just feels like Thatcher is stronger in a lot of areas right now than
Yeah.
Maverick, just because it takes so long to, actually use your torch to breach these walls and the hatch, but it's still possible we're gonna see a Thatcher ban. It's not as likely anymore, but it's still possible. Usually you see a maybe a double harbor breach ban here, or there we go, a Thatcher ban.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna make it really rough for the attackers. I'm definitely expecting a Cade here, for one of these teams to ban out the Cade. Usually, most teams prefer it that way, just because it's just so hard to open up these hatches.
Yeah.
Yes, you have a Bana, but getting rid of these K charges on the hatch is just a nightmare. And besides that, we're probably gonna see a Mira or a Valkyrie. Pretty standard, nothing crazy here.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I think to myself that maybe Thatcher is almost an obsolete ban with the fact that Habana, remember, got that buff with the fact that she can change her pellets and making it so easy to kind of get things, sort of to get those hatches open, etc. There we go. There's the Valkyrie ban that you've already alluded to. So, I mean, getting rid of that info op where you can hide those black eyes. I mean, she's such a strong operator with her kit. I'd say this is pretty standard in the way the bans have went.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty standard. I mean, Hibana is open. That makes the map arguably even more attacker-sided than it usually is, just because, well, you see, Thatcher is always banned, right? And the map is still, I wouldn't say attacker sided, but it's definitely close to a 50-50 percentage, right? And
Yeah,
that's with a Thatcher ban. Then, all right, we have a Maverick ban, but look, Kate is banned here, so it doesn't really matter, right? We have all the Harbiters available, all the prominent ones. We have Ace, Hibana, Thermite, so you can bring either of those on, and you can't bring any denial that will deny these hatches, right? That's the important thing. And the
yeah,
bandit tricking, the mute jammers, that's so easy to deal with. Everyone figured it out. It's just not a problem anymore. It's not an obstacle for the attackers to breach these walls if there's a Mujammer or a bandit charge there. And not even speaking about the fact that bandit is not viable anymore, basically, because most teams just don't run it. Right? It's just uncomfortable to run.
yeah,
So it makes defense on basement now, which I just spoke about defense on basement. I said it's probably the best side usually.
yeah.
Now now I don't know if it's the best side anymore because Kate is banned and Ibana is open, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So opening these hatches, applying the pressure on side is just gonna be so easy right now.
Yeah, definitely. Not only that, actually, if we look towards the attacker side, Leo, we actually see that Andrea has opted to bring a Cali, and that can only mean some very bad things. I've seen some pretty good Cali plays when I was watching UKIN 2, but I mean, bringing Cali to a basement defense could really, really hinder your progress.
Definitely. I mean, the Cali play is slightly questionable here, just because they know the Kate is banned out. Maybe they didn't fully figure it out yet. Maybe just some stress, or they're expecting something that I'm not thinking about right now. Maybe some crazy muse jammers or banner tricks, but I don't think
Yeah.
so. I think the Cali is not needed right now with these operator bans. But regardless, enough about that. We're gonna have a full roam here. An SSG roam looks pretty normal, pretty solid. And the attackers, they're gonna just go for this roam clear. 2 minutes on the clock, and they already have Jacuzzi, as Killiator is gonna take Alec down.
Yeah, Kelly, I've seen him on this run before. He's so strong, Tron Fury. He's going to get taken out by Simo. And now Killiator, he's playing in towards the Logic area. There is a drone coming in to try and find him. Habana in towards us. Connor, does she know where he is? She does know now. It's Sam, the Rampage, starts his rampage on this map.
Oh, definitely great pick there from Sam, and that's gonna put his team on the advantage right now. 4v3, and they have a lot of time to work with here. They have most of the map, but I'm not too sure if they know if they're aware of this Mozzie, and they are aware of him, and he will need to be able to run away here somehow. But you cannot, Kimse. How do you get away right now? You're surrounded. They know exactly where you are, and Ibana is gonna challenge, and Sam is gonna fall. And Simo with a trade, such a nice trade there. It's so important, but Ibana. There's no Ibana on the board right now, and that's gonna force the attackers to do a lot of uncomfortable stuff here with the hatches and the
Oh,
walls.
that was a great shot there. I didn't even see the player because of the smoke from the thermite charge. But the thermite getting that pick onto, I believe it was Sardo who was still on site. And now the smoke in a 1 versus 3 situation with 50 seconds to go. Make it 0 seconds because Humble Academy, they sweep up this first round here. A great round from them.
Yeah, definitely, and a great round from Simo as well, getting that double towards the end and getting that so important frag on the Mozzie on pool. That's such an important trade there, just because the Mozzie just took your Ibana out, and he can do a lot of damage, right? And
Yeah,
then making sure that you're closing out the last round on the on in the round is just really important there, just to deny any and all of that clutch potential.
yeah.
Overall, really great round from Humble.
Not only that though, like we have to talk about the coordination from Humble and the kind of roam clear. We had someone on main stairs, someone in logistics. We also had a pinch downstairs, and everything seemed to be coordinated with hot drones, pinches, kind of working together. If one player was falling, there was another there to pick up the pieces. So the fact that Humble were able to do that so kind of professionally, I would say, proves to me that they're a team not to be messed with.
Definitely. Humble coordinated that push really well. That top floor clear definitely worked together. No individual plays there. Even when Sam picked the Mose, it looked like he's peeking alone, right? But
Yeah,
Sledge was there to frag, to trade him immediately. So Simo, did a great job there. He had 3 kills throughout the round, so that means he got another one when they did the roam clear to begin with. So in general, great teamwork from them, and a great round overall. And
yeah.
looks like we're gonna do a very similar roam still.
Yeah, it seems to be they're doing a similar roam, but something I don't know if you noticed there was the fact they've used up all the reinforcements, but not fully reinforced the jacuzzi wall. That could potentially be detrimental later in the round, with obviously the fact that we can open up walls pretty quickly. Oh, but do I know what? We're going to open up the kills very quickly. Alec getting the first one onto Kelly here.
Yeah, definitely an important frag there, and that's what you expect from the Ash to come in and kind of collect this entry frag. And of course, it was on the Jaeger. Who else it would be on? And Sardo, such important shots on the Ash
Oh,
here, and he will somehow land that C4. Great game sense from the Mozzie there. Again, Sardo on the roam. Simo is gonna answer back, and he's gonna trade out the Melusi. And again, he's gonna put his team on the advantage here in a 4v3.
yeah, 4 versus 3 with 2 minutes on the clock. Look at that, 3 kills, and we're not only. Sorry, we've still got two thirds of the round to go. Sardo, he's going to continue to stay upstairs, but remember, look, Andrea, he's still upstairs. Also, we still have the Cali and plenty of other attackers upstairs. This is something that could potentially cripple them later in the round. Sardo, he's getting ready to creep towards these players. We do have a player prone. I don't know if he'll be able to find him. He's looking through this area. Oh my god, nearly caught off by the Claymore and now continues to creep through. He's looking. I don't know if he knows where the thermite is. He might look towards the wrong area. He's not. He doesn't even know he's there. He's walking straight by him. Oh my god, he's walked straight by the thermite. Sardo's just continued on. That could potentially be detrimental. That could be the end of the round. That could be end of the roam. Sardo, he's going to begin to shoot through the vertical holes made earlier. And remember, the thermite's still there. They're beginning the gunfight now, and it's a minute 5 on the clock. He's wasting so much time. You've got to remember, there's still so much utility to do here. Thermite's getting ready to peek with Sardo. He keeps repositioning. He's going to get Sam, but Simo again with the trade. Now, 3 versus 2 on the clock with 50 seconds remaining. We need to get this plant down soon.
Yeah, 3v2 situation with 45 seconds. Rian and Kimsa, they know that the attackers are running out of time, and the execute is gonna come in soon here, as drones are gonna push in towards Churcher, and Kimsa, he's gonna get another frag for his team here and is going to put his team in a 2v2 situation. He's expecting a drop here from Kitchen, and the Motor Hatch is going to be open as well. Simo is going to rotate down the main stairs, and as he's going to peek down the long hallway, he will be able to meet the Legion quite soon, if I may say so myself. Smoke is going to go out. The Sledge is going to go into Armory here, and it doesn't look like he's able to see Simo, but Kimse sees him. Kimse is gonna end it with a double kill towards the end on the two players that rushed into Army. They're definitely swift and precise gunplay from him, and it looked like the attackers didn't expect it at all.
Yeah, great play there, getting the smokes out early, making sure that they're denying lines of sight, but also denying entries. It looked as if they forced the Sledge into the back of Armory, had to soft breach that with the Caber Hammer, and then it was all up to our man Kimsey on the Legion to almost drop the bodies. We're one each now, unknown. They have managed to claw it back almost. Hmble Academy had advantage nearly throughout the whole round. A bit of a frost pick here, but it's going to be
Wow.
sixth off of. I mean, that was a great round there.
Kara, that was a crazy round when I saw that Mozzie just sneaking up upstairs, not seeing that thermite or that who it was. Who was it? Was it a thermite or was it a
Yeah,
sledge?
it was a
Doesn't matter.
thermite. Yeah, yeah.
The thermite below the plank, I mean, you don't even expect him to check that, right? Why would the player be there droning? I mean, regardless, I thought he's gonna have a flank drone on the Mozzie, but he didn't. And they basically they just both didn't see each other. And then you're thinking, okay, what's happening now, right? Is
Yeah.
that Mozzie gonna get like a double kill, a triple kill? Is he just gonna start shooting at the floor and thermite is gonna flank him back? What's happening there, right?
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing that happens in a round and that you don't get to see often, because players at this level, they usually have the awareness and they usually notice these small tiny details pretty fast, right? But that was just one of these really rare occasions where the player is in a such obscure position that you really don't. I wouldn't be mad at any player at any level to not notice that thermite there, right?
Yeah.
um and it almost costed him.
Yeah, I mean,
If
yeah.
he indeed noticed that thermite, he could have done so much damage, but he didn't, right? He got one frag and he got traded out immediately for that.
Yeah.
um and then the Legion, right? The Legion, he just brought it back for his team in a 3v2 when it doesn't look that good, to be honest, because the attackers have so
Yeah.
much map control, and he gets aggressive, he gets the important frag to force it into a 2v2. Great smoke babes there from the smoke, great canisters, they landed perfectly. It forces the Sledge basically to fight almost without vision in
Yeah.
some of the scenario, in some of the gunfight against the Legion, and gives the Legion all the mobility,
Yeah,
right?
I mean the thing is, though, the Legion had all the ability a 3K to end out the round, Leo. I mean, I think that I'd say probably the defining moment there has to be the Mozzie's roam upstairs. I mean, if he pulls that off, get rid of one hard breach, that's the thermite, and then you've got the scramble to try and find out is the Mozzie still upstairs. You have to kind of re-clear upstairs, regain control, because later in the round, if you just try to go towards your execute, then again your execute could just fall before it's even done. Anyway, it looks as if we're heading up to CCTV and Cash, a new site for us to see. Almost typical on how this is taken, but something you don't see fairly often is the fact that Amira is actually being dropped.
Yeah, usually when you see a mirror being brought, it's for that exact mirror window that Sardo just canceled out the animation of. It's
Yeah,
usually for the Maverick, right? For the Maverick trick, he Mavericks the wall, you put the mirror there. As soon as he starts Mavericking, you shoot the canister open. All the pressure is on the Maverick now. There's a big hole in front of his face. How do I Maverick this wall, right?
yeah,
And it
definitely.
doesn't look like that's what's gonna happen right now, so I'm not too sure what the mirror is for. Regardless, the operator is really strong. Okay, it looks like we're gonna place one mirror window inside bathroom towards jacuzzi, to hold out the bedroom area a little bit more. A little bit unorthodox, not something that you see often here, but looks like Unknown is definitely expecting some kind of a bedroom take here, or they're at least expecting that that's what Hmble is stronger at. So that's where they're gonna place the mirror, and there we go, another mirror window for that non-existent Maverick there. So that's gonna put some pressure onto the Thermite regardless, right? He will need to go upside down or whatever it is to breach that wall open.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know how they're going to actually contact this mirror windows. We see Alec, he's trying to trade back and forth with some bullets, but nothing netting any damage. It looks like the Haban. Oh, maybe they're actually impact tricking it. I've never seen that before. That's actually pretty big brain, opening that up and actually impact tricking any sort of device where they're trying to open up that wall. I mean, there is a line of sight created, but I mean, at the same time, if you can keep the breach closed and you can't actually walk through it, then that's pretty big brain for me.
Definitely, yeah. The impact trick coming in from unknown right now is really important for this, as it's gonna be able to deny. Oh,
Oh,
it won't be able to catch the thermite charge, and it's just siege for you sometimes. It just looks like things are supposed to hit and they just don't. You just need to, you just roll with it and you keep on going. You don't rely on these kind of things to always work out. Regardless, it wasted a lot of time and a lot of utility from Humble Academy here.
yeah, a lot of time, but look, all the utility being laid in towards the rafters. They're obviously trying to get ready to nade out this player, Kimsey. He's the man who's playing out there. The nade's getting flung out. He's not actually being caught here. I don't know how he's able to dodge back and forth, but finally, the Cali down on him. A great player to get rid of. That's a great bit of control being gained. And finally, the confirmation of the kill, but got to look towards this lobby player of Killiator. He's getting ready to roam, potentially upset the players in Lord Garage. Couple of bullets traded back and forth. Again, they must know where he is. They've already gained control of Rafters and getting so close to being ready for this execute.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Sam is aware of this potential flank here, and he's gonna watch it with a flank drone. I'm not too sure how it's gonna go for Killiator. He's gonna go for this aggressive peek here. Sam is definitely on
Oh,
drone. He's gonna pre-fire peek Killiator. There is no way that you win that. Great game sense from him. And Melusi's just gonna answer back with a
oh,
kill onto the Sam. And another C4 is gonna come out and it's gonna bring down the Thermite. With a diffuser, Simo is down on the floor and Alec in a 1v3 situation. And he's gonna go down as well. What a great round from the Melusi there. Sardo and Trojan, what a great round from them.
yeah, a great round there from the defenders at the end. I mean, they did so well to gain control of Rafters. They cleared them out, and then it was all ready to go for the execute. But the problem was, Leo, how can you go for an execute if you have no one watching downstairs? The C4 comes out, downs the player, and also takes out the planter, and then you're left scrambling, trying to get the diffuser down, trying to find your way back into the round, and it just looked so like a well thought out plan there from Unknown.
I mean, definitely, Cairo. And the answer is you can't, right? That's why a lot of teams they go for that launch control. They make sure that they're not only taking bottom garage, but they're actually holding onto lounge, right? So they're gonna have
Yeah,
a player in Adam, or they're gonna have a drone there, or maybe a player outside the big lobby door, right? To make sure that
yeah,
they do some C4 control, right? You control these C4 players, you control these flanks to make sure that the plant is actually able to go down, right? That's your win condition, especially
yeah.
on a side like CCTV on Clubhouse. So that's a little bit of a miss there from Hmble for me. Hopefully next time around when they attack CCTV again here in this match, they'll be able to fix that mistake. Kimse as well, he did a great job on the catwalk. Maybe he went down without trading anyone, but again, a lot of time wasted there with the way Kimse played there on the rafters. He forced out the nades. He made sure that he got naded, and then he peeked out in time after the flashes and the
Yeah,
nades came in, and he got peeked by the Cali, right? So he forced a lot of time and a lot of utility out of the attackers, and then Mirror Window again did a great amazing job there with the impact trick as well, burning time, and all of that time burnt. That basically leaves you with no time to think about the execute. Oh, guys, what do we need to do? Do we need to control lounge here? How do
yeah,
we control lounge? Do we have Atom control and whatnot? But
yeah.
anyway, regardless, we're gonna head into the next round here, and that's gonna be gym defense. And what do you think about gym defense here?
I mean, it's the tertiary site. It's the site that not many people are actually used. That many defenders are used to winning. Usually, we see this go in favour of the attackers. But another thing that is so common with this is the fact that we do have the CCTV extension. We obviously usually see the shield on top red as we're seeing where Killiator is playing. We see there's a lot of heads popping back and forth, a lot of utility being committed. But Simo, he's going to get a kill onto Sardo elsewhere. I don't believe I know where that is. Now Killiator, he's going to proceed to stay in towards CCTV and cash. I mean, Leo, this is essential to be cleared. Is it going to happen soon? Definitely not. It's Killiator. peeks, and 2 frags come out as Kygos gets one of his own as well.
Oof, definitely a great round from Hmble already, as Melusi and Reen are gonna find themselves in a 5v2 situation here. Prefire is gonna go out towards the bedroom window, and Simo is gonna trade it out. He's gonna get down, and Trond, he's gonna get one. And I don't know if he knows if that one player is down, so he's essentially on a 1v3 right now, but he's gonna fight it with 1 HP. He's gonna almost down the Ibana, but he won't be able to win that gunfight, and Sam is gonna close it out for his team.
Yeah, Sam doing a great job there. I mean, almost a great job all in from Hmble Academy. It was just pick after pick, picking away at something that is hot. I mean, potentially like a scab or something. That's essentially how it was treated. 2-2 on the score right now for Hmble versus Unknown. Heading back to Church and Arsenal here, I mean, potentially I would say this is Humble's best attack. I mean, 2 times they've attacked it, and the second time they should have essentially won it. It was just a kind of one, a misdrawn, 2, almost a poor execute. I mean, you could almost say that's been the story of the full game with how they mis executed onto CCTV and Cash.
Uh, Definitely. I would partially agree with you there. Definitely a better attack than CCTV for them, but not as good as that gym bedroom that we just saw, because that one was almost flawless. But regardless of that, definitely they looked really good on Church. And what basically you lost in the round was not only that they didn't control the roamers properly, as Sardo was almost able to get a lot of kills on that flank. He didn't at the end, just because of a little bit of fortune here from Hmble, and that's Siege for you again. Sometimes it just happens and you're a bit luckier than the other team, right?
Yeah.
But it could have happened. Sardo could have got 2 or 3 picks for his troubles. It just didn't. But then again, Kimze, he stepped up for his team. He got a hit 3k towards the end of that round. He opened up the entry for them in that 2v3. Basically got one without getting traded out, and gave his smoke teammate a lot of freedom to work with by getting that peak. So Smoke started smoking, and Kimze just hit all of his shots for his team.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just need a bit of luck when it comes to Siege, let's be honest. Because, I mean, how many things can go wrong? The amount of variables in this game is ridiculous. But something else that's interesting to hear is look towards where the Thermite is. He could potentially be going for a quick manoeuvre straight downstairs. I think they're actually ignoring the roam. If we look towards where the players are, they've went straight in towards the mid-floor. And look at this. Look at all the players heading down main stairs. We're already going to get
Simo.
one kill. There goes Killator. Simo, this man's been on fire this matchup. As we see, there's a lot of work being done in terms of soft destruction. The Ash is starting to do her work as well. Reen's going to get an answer back now, and it's a 4 versus 3 situation. A lot of utility being used, the hatches being open. Simo's going to get one onto Tronfjord, and now Sardo and Reen left. Sardo upstairs, Reen having to gain control, keep control of this site, but it doesn't look as if it's going to matter. Simo getting a triple now, Sardo, and a retake, and a 1 versus 4 situation. 1 minute 40 on the clock, but it's going to be 45 seconds very quickly. Simo, he's going to be able to take out Sardo. A great round there from Hmble Academy, and you've already taken the advantage on this split.
Simo, sorry, he just simply doesn't let him pass, right? He's just all over the map. Someone needs to stop this man. He's catching out the Jaeger on the rotation on the main stairs, and then he's catching every single player on site that's trying to challenge them. I mean, that's just insane.
Yeah, the thing is, though, it was such a great read from Hmble Academy. Obviously, Unknown, they'd already done the SSG style roam twice, and then Hmble Academy is like, well, why don't we just try not dealing with it? And I mean, they did well.
Yeah, I mean, they decided to just ignore the roam, and that was a great call from them, as it worked out pretty flawlessly. Hmble, they just breached that wall, the tunnel wall with Thermite. They put all the pressure on the roamers to rotate down the main stairs. And Simo, he knew, right? He knew that someone is coming down the staircase, and he's probably gonna be coming down sprinting, because who's expecting the attacker to just be so close to the staircase, holding it like this, right? When you roam on SSG style roam, and you get the call that, oh, they're probably going for tunnel and kitchen, guys, you're probably expecting the attackers to hold from kitchen or from the outside the hallway outside of kitchen there, right? But you're not holding Simo to hold an up close CQC angle on you while you're running down the staircase. So you can't really blame Killiator for that one. I mean, he is having a rough game right now, 1-5 on the score for him. But again, it just goes to show how great Simo understands the situation right now and the basically the gameplay from the enemy team.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been a great matchup so far. With 3-2 in favour of Humble Academy, obviously unknown. They're going to start to head towards CCTV and Cash to look for answers to see if they can even up the scoreline. Humble Academy, if they get one more round, I'm starting to think that this is a worrying scenario for them. Obviously, they're going to try this mirror trick as well. The Cali Lance, that's actually going to destroy some X Kairos, but it doesn't matter. As we see here, it's finally going to open some sort of line of sight on to the breach.
Yeah, that X Kairos is basically gonna try and bait out those impacts, but it looks like it's not gonna work out on Tron, or maybe it will. I'm not too sure. As Kimze is gonna be caught out here on the breach. Looks like he wasn't exactly aware of his position, and Ash is gonna be down on the floor as well. I'm not too sure if Sardo is aware of this.
Oh,
And Tron, he's gonna challenge as well, and Ash is on the floor. Thermite needs to do something. He needs to pick up
oh,
the
a
Ash, and he will
shot.
get the. Oh, Key goes. He's gonna get the player on the catwalk, and 2 players down on the floor right now. Sardo, he's gonna get a double for free, basically. And he's gonna put his team in a 2v2 situation. But Simo is still in play here, so I wouldn't count Hmble out.
Yeah, definitely. Simo, the Scottish sledgehammer on this map, the sledge who's been doing so well. He seems to start off with trying to nade out the player on towards Rafters. But remember, folks, there is no one on Rafters because it's just Sardo and Killiator left. Unless maybe potentially I'm all wrong. But no, look, there we go. Confirmation. Sardo and Killiator, they're back towards the site. Sardo on top of Red, Killiator in towards Cash. This could potentially be a very good position here because they're essentially creating a fire line between the two players. They're swapping out the positions of them. Obviously, they're thinking the Vector will be better and the close angles with the fire rate on it. As well as that, you've got to remember they do have the C4 that can deny the plant, but the diffuser is outside. Simo, he's just opening up lines of sight just now. The player on top of Red also going to be waiting to see if anybody pushes in towards the breach. That's where he's watching. That's where he's going to make sure no one enters from Sardo. C4 prep. Sam, he's going to enter in towards sight. Trading a couple of blows back and forth, running into Cash. We never expected this one. There goes the Mira, but Killiator, he's going to take out Simo now. A 1-versus-1 situation. The plant begins to go down. That means that the 45-second counter will begin. Who's going to win out this 1-versus-1 situation? Is the Habana starting to trade blows back and forth? But the Habana, Sam winning it out. And there we go, 4-versus-2 in favour of the attackers. I said it looks worrying, and again, it is looking worrying indeed for Team Unknown as they start to switch, and they are now on the attacking side. Hmble Academy 4-2 in favour on the defence, and look at the players. Simo with a 1.91 match rating. Oh my god, this man is on fire.
Yeah, I mean, the match is not over yet, but that's still pretty high rating considering the fact that the entire half is already over. But Sam basically won this round on his own there. Of course, it was a great attempt there from Simo, but Sam, again, every time he peeks on the Ibana, it's just scary, right? We get to
Yeah.
see it from the point of view of the player who's getting peeked by the Ibana, and every single time it just looks like he has no chance. Savage is going for these wide peaks with the 3-speed. That gun is obviously great, and he's playing with that holo. It just gives him so much, it feels like advantage when he's taking these gunna fights. And obviously, I mean, great job to him, right? He's doing a
Yeah.
great work for his team right now. It looks like him and Seymour, the 2 players right now that are really closing out these rounds for their team. In general, a really good job from Hmble overall. Putting themselves in a 4-2 right now against Unknown is really, really good. 4 attacks. 3, at least of them, were really, really, really dominant. So they're showing here that they're here to play. Unknown, if you want to come out of this map with a chance here to win the entire series, or even this map alone, you'll need to do something better, right?
Yeah. Well, that's it. Then we'll need to do something better. Hopefully, their attacking half is better than what they were on the defense. I mean, it's not totally unimaginable that Unknown could bring this back on the attack. We've seen how many times before where a club just is entered into this kind of weird state of flux between the two players, between the two sides, with who actually takes the advantage. What is the meta kind of split? Because it's been really weird. Kellier entering in towards Jacuzzi, something that is, again, not weird either, getting the control in towards construction. This is potentially where the execute could be coming from. Tronfield getting downed, and now it's looking worrying again here from these players.
Yeah, as Andrea is gonna take out the ace that early in the round, Sam is probably gonna he's gonna take a lot of damage. I'm not too sure if it was from that game engagement, but it doesn't really matter. You're trading out basically 90 HP here for the ace, one of your primary Harbreachers. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, it is huge. The ace with the Selma charges in pocket, I mean, losing out on 3 hard breachers and making Habana essentially having to play that less aggressive role that we sometimes see her on. Can really hinder your progress throughout the round. She now can essentially lose her life. On top of that, she can't miss where she needs to hard breach. Simo, though, he's going to play below Kimsey with a great grenade. I don't even know where that came from. Must have been on towards the window, the Ayana getting that pick. But remember, Simo is still in kitchen. This could potentially be detrimental later in the round. It doesn't need to be later in the round because there goes Sardo, the sledge.
Yeah, Simo is gonna take out Sada with that C4 and Logic. Great game sense from him. Again, taking out probably potential and nader there from the enemy team, and that's so important there. Rini is gonna get another pick here, and it's gonna be a 3v3 as Alec. He's gonna get another player. The second Harvage here. It doesn't matter that much as all walls are already open, but Killiator and Kimza are in a pretty rough spot right now. I'm not too sure if they know that there's a player on the catwalk here contesting them with bullet holes, but it doesn't matter because Alec is gonna pick up another one, and Kimza in a 1v3. Yeah.
On you go.
He's gonna pick the player on Jacuzzi there, and he's gonna trade some shots with the Malusi. He's gonna be on 1 HP right now in a 1v3, and Malusi doesn't even care that much. He's just gonna run out, and he's Simo. He just gets that kill. He gets that run out. I don't know how you do that. The confidence there to close out the round like that from Simo is just amazing.
Yeah, great kill there from Simo, winning out the round for his team. That C4 early in the round, I mean, taking out the nades of the sledge, that could have been so great for displacing the defenders later in the round. Well, anyway, Unknown, they keep losing out this player to I think disconnects or something like that. I believe it's just unfortunate there. We're waiting to see if we get confirmation of potentially a pause. Nothing being confirmed, and again, we're just going to head straight through into the round. Unfortunately, Unknown have used their pause in this map so far. But anyway, Hmble Academy, they're up 5-2, and they're heading down to Church and Arsenal, Leo.
Definitely, yeah. It's a rough situation here for Unknown for sure. They essentially need to play this in a 4v5 most likely here. Yeah, pause is not gonna happen here. And yeah, that's just unfortunate that that's a siege for you. Sometimes disconnect happen, and you're forced to play in these 4v5 situations. But Simo, right now it really stands out to me. 13-3, just 7 rounds on the score, and I don't know. That's just a crazy score for 7 rounds to have.
I mean, that's it. It's just a crazy scoreline in general. Simo definitely a candidate for man of the match so far. But I mean, let's be honest, it's not as if the other players aren't chipping in. Well, they don't have a massive kind of kill record of Simo. All the kills have been impact frags, and that's what's important, the fact that they're all having impact on these rounds. For instance, Alec getting the kill onto the 2 or getting the 2 kills onto the 2 hard breachers, etc. And
or Sam clutching out.
Yeah, Sam clutching out. There's another good one. And like all these rounds for Hmble, like have just been crazy.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, Simo is definitely being enabled by his teammates here on the attack, where he got most of his frags. Let's see what he can do on defense here, as his teammates are not really here to support him anymore. And he's gonna contest Sardo here on the main stairs. They're just gonna trade a little bit of back and forth there, just taunting each other, making sure that they know, okay, just know I'm here. I have a C4, I have a gun, and I'm ready to shoot you in the head. And Sardo is gonna shoot back at Simo. Doesn't look like anything is gonna land for now, and Simo is just gonna run away with his life for now. He's gonna waste a little bit of time off that Sledge, and Sledge is gonna start doing some work here.
Yeah, he's starting his work trying to gain the play, try to get advantage onto these players down below, trying to even out the man count. Remember, it is unfortunate 5 versus 4 from the very beginning, but that means Hmble, they don't really need to risk much in terms of their man count. They don't need to go in big, massive, long roams. They can essentially wait for the execute to come and just take the man advantage. Already, though, it looks as if Ash is trying to get an ingress, trying to get some sort of pick. Again, they need to even out the man count to make the execute look that little bit better. The Jaeger getting ready to peek out here. There's also a Legion double peeking with him. Now that we look here on towards main stairs, there's already a Runegate's waiting. I mean, there's so much utility to burn through here, Leo.
Definitely. And Unknown, as you said, they need to make these kind of plays, right? Iliator needs to drop into oil here. I mean, his head is gonna be taking down. And as he walks up the ladder there, as he climbs up, and it's gonna put his team in a 5v3 situation there. But they need to go for these plays, right? They need to equalize in some sort of manner. Could it have been done better? Maybe,
Oh,
possibly. Simo, C4. I mean, again, Simo is just everywhere here. He's predicting these players' positions all the time with the nades, with the C4s, with whatever he's
oh,
using. And Sam, he's gonna close out the round there. What a great shot. I mean, unfortunate round 4v5. It's not what you like to see, but uh, you just you just gotta you need to make the best out of the situation, right? You need to
yeah,
figure out how you're still winning this because it is possible. 4v5, a lot of teams are winning a lot of clutch scenarios, right? Like
yeah,
the really old Prime G2, right, with Pengu Fabian. That comes into your mind when you think about
yeah,
teams that clutch a lot because these guys they used to clutch all the time, 3v5s and 2v4s, etc. Right? Not even talking about the most clutch factor there, like Pengu in these 1v3. So it's definitely possible to clutch out of 4v5, even if you're starting out. You just need to change how you think about the game at that point.
yeah.
In a way, you're not playing exactly how you would beforehand because you're starting 4v5. You need to go and equalize here in some way, but of course you're not. You don't want to be um, too, I would say, lax about it as well, right? You want to think about what you're doing. You want to make sure that you're going for the smart, aggressive peaks here that you do have an advantage on, or maybe for something that is really unexpected. That's not what we saw from Unknown. It didn't look like they completely embraced that playstyle and that mindset of playing the game. And who's
Yeah.
gonna blame them, right? They played a 4v5.
Oh no.
Again. I mean, if this is gonna keep happening, they'll need to wrap their head around this, right? There's still a match to be played. They still want to win. They don't want to lose. It doesn't matter if it's a 4v5, and they need to come up with some sort of different playstyle here in order to give themselves a chance.
Yeah, well, there's certainly a lot to do already. You've already mentioned the fact that, I mean, 4 versus 5 isn't out of the question, and it's really not. I mean, it's only one player. You can potentially get a simple kill like that. Saddle, there we go, starting off the kills. There goes the bandit. That is Sam, the rampage. His rampage is going to stop for at least the next round. Anyway, 4 versus 4, we finally on an even man count. Now, health pool might not be even, but it's close to it. Again, C4's raining out, and now the bullets starting to fly as well. We're trying to see if we can get a pick on towards Killier, that Ash player. There's so much pressure being put on towards these players as 2 frags come out. Look, but Sado has made his entry. You see all the blue outlines. They're starting to move towards where the bullets are coming from. Sado's going to get one of his own. Kimsey is down. Can Sado win this out? That's something we need to see, but there we go. Hmble Academy, unfortunately, have won out the round. Unfortunately for Unknown, that is, not unfortunately for themselves. They played so well, Hmble, throughout this matchup. 4 versus 5 certainly didn't help. But I mean, what can we say? The players on. Oh my god, look at the stats though.
Definitely. I just want to say, how many C4 kills have we seen throughout the last 3 rounds from Hmble?
I
It
don't
looks
know.
like a C4 or 2 kills with one C4 like pretty much every round. They at least
Yeah,
got one each and every round, right? They at least
yeah,
got three C4 kills there, maybe four. I'm not too sure. But
yeah.
Jesus Christ, I mean, if that's happening all the time, I mean, it's just so hard to play, and especially in a 4v5. Basically, a
Yeah,
C4 is untradeable, especially if it's coming down from below like it usually does, right? It's not a nade where you have to expose yourself. You're below, the player is above. What can they do? They're gonna get C4'd and you're gonna run away. So 4v5, and they're making it a they're constantly pressuring the enemy
yeah.
team there, and they're just making it rough, right? It's hard to breathe. You're starting 4v5, and it only goes downhill from there on. So
Yeah.
you can't blame them for that.
Not only that, though, we've got to mention the fact that Simo, I just kind of saw it just as we closed out, was the fact that Simo had 6 rounds where he got a multi kill. That's 6 round where he got 2+ kills, which is absolutely crazy. I mean, that just kind of shows you how strong he was on Clubhouse.
That's definitely a crazy performance from him. I mean,
Yeah,
crazy awareness of the entire game in general. If you saw the way he was positioning himself, was so
yeah,
smart every single time. And then he just felt every time these players are gonna get aggressive onto him or onto his teammates, and he just got aggressive back. Right? They peak, and he would just deny them every single time,
yeah,
especially on these staircases. And that's just what stands out to me because on Siege, if you're controlling staircases, it's just so hard to react, to retake, or do anything.
yeah. Well, I think we're going to cut to a quick break here, Leo, so we can get ready for the next matchup. Hopefully, we won't have any more disconnects and we can have a good 5 versus 5 situation on this next map. But anyway, we'll see you guys soon.
We're not live anymore? Yeah, we're not.
Sorry, everybody, I was actually muted and you couldn't hear me. Welcome back to the second map for Humble versus Unknown. A great first map there from Humble on Clubhouse, Leo. I mean, how was that for you?
I mean, it was something. Great dominance performance from Humble for sure, but again, unfortunate situation there with a 5v4, constantly
Yeah,
a player getting disconnected. It's just unfortunate. That's not what we want to see. We want to see a competitive match here,
yeah,
and you really can't judge off of that. It's really hard to judge. I'm not too sure. I actually started only noticing towards the end. I'm not too sure how many rounds the player actually missed out. So it's possible that some of these rounds, when uh, when the rounds were supposed to be close, the player just disconnected, and I just did not
yeah,
notice sometimes. And
yeah.
that's just really rough. It's just really rough, and it makes you think how much Humboldt actually dominated, and makes you think if Unknown will be able to stabilize the player's connection, how it's gonna look different for them.
Well, I mean, I think there was around about 3 rounds there where one player was disconnected, and it just always makes it harder, especially when majority of the rounds they were on the attack. You know what I mean? When you lose that utility on the attack, the information and 2 drones, even sometimes just a gun, it makes the kind of the solution so much harder in the end.
3 round is too much. That's three too
Yeah,
many.
yeah, exactly.
Um, so yeah, that's really rough. But we're gonna head into towards Oregon now. So it should look pretty different here. Map is pretty defender sided, and hopefully we'll see a proper 5v5, and that's gonna equalize the situation even more. And hopefully we're gonna see a closer game here. And
Well,
I'm expecting Villa. That's what I hope to see. I hope to see Villa.
yeah, I mean, Villa's always a great map to cast. We're heading to Oregon now. It has sometimes Oregon, depending on how the matchups played, can be very one-sided in terms of how things go. But hopefully, I mean, we're hoping for a reset here from Unknown as we get into the bands. But yeah, so I mean, Unknown, they've just been what 7-3, 7-2. So we're hoping here that maybe
7-2,
Unknown,
I think.
yeah, 7-2. Maybe they can sit and think to themselves, look, it's the next map. We have to reset ourselves. We can't lose this matchup on Oregon. Everybody knows how to play Oregon. There should be nothing that takes you by surprise. So I'm expecting, hopefully, Unknown they kind of can go and take an advantage here. Only thing is though, they do start on the attack.
I mean, starting on the attack is not as bad as you might think, and some people might think. A lot of really good teams actually prefer to start on the attack on these defender-sided maps, just because it gives you the advantage on the ban. Just because you know that defenders are 99% of the time gonna ban Thatcher. That just gives you a bit more freedom. You can ban whatever you want
Yeah,
on the attacker side, at least for the attacking operator. And we're gonna have the Maverick here banned out, and as well as the Jaeger. Um, so it's not it's definitely doable for Unknown. If they're gonna get 2 or even 3 rounds here going for them on the attack, and they're gonna head into the defense here with a 3-3 split, or even a 2-4 split, they're just gonna head in with confidence. Usually comebacks happen on this map really often. 2-4 means really nothing when you're starting out on the attack. 2 rounds is actually great because a lot of the times, really often, you just don't see teams getting any rounds on the attack here.
yeah,
Let alone speaking about 2, right?
yeah,
So if they'll be able to somehow make some plays, get 2 rounds here, I'm sure they'll head into defense confidently here.
yeah,
And for Humble, it's just a matter of close out as many of these defending rounds as possible, right? You ideally
yeah,
want to end it in a 6-0. Obviously, ideally you want to finish off every map in a 7-0. That's not realistic, but that's what you want. But here on the defense on Oregon, it's even more important than usual, just because the attack is so hard, right? Because
yeah,
even if you're closing it out, the split in a 6-0 fashion, you still have that one attacking round that you need to use. On Oregon, it's miracles. Sometimes it's
yeah,
actual miracles that need to happen to win out these attacking rounds, right?
yeah,
So, and these miracles, they sometimes happen once and not more. So that one round might be all you get, and then you'll need these 6 defending rounds, right? So
Yeah,
in order to not go into overtime here, in order to make it a bit easier for them, send it off in a 2-0 fashion here, they
yeah.
definitely want to bring in these 6 defending rounds here.
Well, without a doubt, but another thing that we need to talk about here is the fact that the Jaeger was actually banned out. I mean, he's so dominant and the kind of pick lines, oh, sorry, the pick lines, the kind of pickups here from the defenders. I mean, the fact that he can deny three throwables, no, sorry, three throwables at a time, even 6 all in all throughout a round. I mean, his ADSs are just so good. That could potentially almost signal to us that the frag grenades are going to be very critical towards the game plan. But Simo, he's nearly going to get a pick there. And a C4 coming out. Is it going to land? No. Saddle very quick on the flick to get rid of that. Remember, they now know where each other is. Who's going to win out here? Is it going to be Saddle? Is it going to be Simo? Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be nobody. Simo begins his rotate away. Again, I just wanted to make a point of the fact there is only one set of needs on the side of these attackers. Maybe the Jaeger ban is for elbow downstairs, but again, at the same time, we still have plenty of time till then, and we still have plenty of time to go on this round.
Definitely, it's an interesting ban just because Unknown did actually ban out the Jaeger, from what I
Yeah.
can see here, and it doesn't look like they're gonna abuse it too much. One set of nades, 2 nades is pretty standard here, nothing out of the ordinary, right? They're not bringing in the sledge here. They're bringing in the IQ. Vinco, he's gonna get the opening frag here for the map onto Andrea here, and he's
Mhm.
gonna actually take off the Cade. That's really important. That's C4 that you're getting off the board, and Sam is gonna fall down as well to Sardo as we're gonna head into a 4v3 and gunfights are gonna start going right now. As Sardo is gonna get another one onto Simo here. He's gonna put his team in a 4v2 situation. Great work from Sardo there.
Yeah, great round from Sado. Kimsey's going to get one of his own, and now Kygos, he's in a 1 versus 4. Make that 1 versus 2. 2 quick flicks and a spray from the SMG-11. The smoke bait's coming out, but remember, Vinko is actually down right now. He could be picked up. As we see here, we're going to get aggressive. The Ash just getting away with her life. But you know what? Kygos, he doesn't get away as the Ash with the R4C finishes his life right out. A great round there from the attackers. Well methodical, getting the stuff from below, getting the breach open, getting the frags that needed to get, and oh my god, what a great round all in all.
Definitely. I mean, I was talking about miracles, but looks like no one doesn't need one the way they were attacking just now. They got these peaks pretty comfortably. There was nothing out of the ordinary there. They just won their gunfights, and Humble just they honestly they just got humbled. To be honest.
They certainly did. I mean, I was just all in all a great round there from Team Unknown. They go 1-0 up on this game. We're going to have to go for a bit of a retry here on Kid Storms. Obviously, Humble, they're thinking to themselves, right, we know where we went wrong. We know how they attacked us. We just lost our gunfights. Let's make a bit of a, how'd you put it, almost make some adjustments and kind of make sure we close out these rounds here. Anyway, look here. It seems, I mean, it's fairly standard what Humble are doing. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe the fact that they're not catching anyone out with their setups is potentially how Unknown are beginning to thrive on their attacks.
Definitely is very possible, but I mean, Unknown didn't do anything crazy as well. They just pushed into the into bedroom, like basically a default take onto bedroom side here. And I'm pretty sure another attack came in here from attic and tower side, and there was nothing out of the ordinary. To be honest, I'm not too sure why Humble would be caught off guard here. Right? They just lost a lot of gunfights that they shouldn't, and Unknown they secured that so important round on the very first round of the split here. So they're gonna head into the next round with a lot of confidence here.
Yeah, they certainly will. But well, we look here, we look towards how the players are setting up, and we look towards how the Rome is set up. I mean, that's nearly 3 players off site, if you want to count Simo as technically off site on that armory stairs. Looks as if Unknown, they're going to be doing their due diligence, making sure that they get the information. I don't think they know the Melusi's there. She swings wide. The Ash just losing a tad bit of health as we start to descend into more utility work here from the attackers.
Yeah, I mean this round is a bit slower than the last round and last time round that these teams played each other here on Oregon. But I mean the attackers have the right idea and they have the same idea. Sardo is gonna get again the opening pick onto Alec here, and he's gonna put his team in a 5v4. The attackers have the same exact idea. They're going for this bedroom control. They want to breach this wall open. They're gonna use the Selma. There's a Mujammer, but I'm sure they're gonna get rid of it soon. Um, 5v4 and that Wamai being dead this early in the round is just really crucial for them. That frag was really important to use these nades to make sure that they are able to abuse that Jaeger ban if they so choose to.
Yeah.
Um, and Humble, they're just feeling the pressure right now as the bedroom wall is gonna get open.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure coming in the form of utility. Obviously, the breach being open, and you look towards where the players are playing. Kimsey using those frags that we talked about before and getting one onto Andrea. There we go. There goes the Rooney. She was playing close on that trophy door. Simo, he's on top of white stairs. He knows there was Sardo below. Remember, that's where he got the frag. He also saw the gun stick out, decided not to go for the kill. And here comes the C4. It doesn't net anything. Simo, though, getting rid of Kelly, getting a second on to Vinco, and now in a 3 versus 3 situation, we need to wonder how are the attackers going to pick this up. The diffuser is cold. There is a flag coming out. Sam, the rampage again. This man playing well. Tron Fury, he's trying to get the refrag here, trying to see if he can pick anything up, but it doesn't matter when there's Simo on the board. Sado, he was downstairs. I don't know if he was trying to pick up some sort of utility from below, but he won't be picking up anything as he seems to rotate away.
Wow. Yeah. Sam and Simo, Simo and Sam, every single time when Humble is in a 3v5 or in a clutch scenario, it looks like these two players just waking up and they're showing up for their team. And they're just going to leave Starter here in a 1v3 situation. He's just going to quick pick here very swiftly towards the top army
Oh,
stairs. And he's not going to check the corner, the angle, the prone angle where Simo is sitting right there waiting for Sardo's head to just pop up. And he's going to get this frag. Easy peasy, no need to sweat. Wow, what a round from Simo, what a round from Sam. They did a great job for their teams, for their team when they really needed it most. Because if Unknown is taking another attacking round here, it's not looking too good for Humble. Because one, that round was definitely dominant, and second, they already have a round on the board.
yeah, exactly. I mean, that was just a great round all in with how they played. They were put in a bit of a bad situation. They managed to bring it back and then they just kept the advantage. Seems to be whenever Humble gets some sort of advantage, they don't let it go. They've got this firm grasp. It's like a white knuckle grip. You can't get rid of it. And as we head down to laundry and supply, I'm wondering, can Humble keep that white knuckle grip going? Thing is, though, the thing about this bottom floor site, Leo, is how passive you need to play it. The fact that you don't necessarily need a roam is essentially just wait and win your gunfights.
Yeah, I mean the meta is quite strange on this one because some teams roam on it, some teams don't, and it's just really strange, right? Because I mean, of course, it's a preference thing, but this side is so big that you would think that, okay, there's actually no need to roam here just because it's very similar to, let's say, club basement, right? Where you have so much space and so many angles to contest that you don't really need to roam or waste any time besides those occasional drones you get on the clear and you just run back to site. But I mean, Oregon is a little bit different in the sense of there's a lot of staircases here. There's two staircases that lead you there, three staircases actually that lead you
Yeah.
directly towards the site, right? And looks like we're gonna have a quick rush here towards blue from unknown, and they're gonna assess the situation, kind of what's going on in blue right now. Obviously, Humble is gonna hold this. They just need to figure it out. Okay, how many Wamai discs do we have here? Where's the shield? What do we get rid of, right? So it's just
Yeah.
a bit of utility clear. That's your normal. These are your normal things that you just need to go through when you're making these attacks. When you're trying to make it bustle, and they're gonna already miss one nade and one Zofia charge on that shield. I'm not too sure what's happening there. It might cost them a lot later in the round.
Yeah, definitely. It's the utility kind of usage here from Unknown isn't too great, but they have put enough pressure on to force out the elbow player. Potentially, maybe no more my discs left to keep him safe. Remember, though, there is still plenty of guns trained towards this position of blue. There's a lot of commitment here from the side of Hmble. A great shot there from Tronfium, being able to take out Andrea, and there we go. There goes the echo. There goes the denial for later in the round. Plenty of bullets being traded back and forth. Simo getting a double kill again. This man turning up, and now we look towards what the attackers actually have in store. We've got an IQ, we've got an ace, and we have Ayana. We no longer have the ace, though. It's a 4 versus 2 situation, Leo. I mean, you're thinking to yourself, this is Hmble beginning their comeback.
Definitely. I wouldn't say comeback as they won the previous map pretty dominantly. And
Yeah.
this is Oregon, right? The defenders, they have the advantage on every single one of these gunfights. They always get the early peak here, and they're always going to have the advantage. Sardo is going to chip a little bit on the Valkyrie, and he's going to get it. Simo is going to get a team kill onto Alec there. I wasn't too sure what happened, and Simo is going to close it around onto Sardo there with the flank. And Simo, he's again all over the map. Like, he's constantly flanking on the attack, on the defense. Whether he's playing Sledge, Malusi, it just looks like this guy is all over.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's almost, I don't even know what you call it. I mean, I've heard of a saying before that they say something like 66% of the earth is covered by water, the rest is covered by Simo, something like that. But I mean, the man's certainly putting in some sort of performance here. Hmble Academy 2-1 up as they head to the tertiary of kitchen and dining. But I've got a question for you, Leo. I mean, kitchen and dining and meeting and in kitchen are kind of one and the same. You could essentially argue that both are just as effective. What would you say, in your opinion, is the best out of the two?
I think both sides are obviously the weaker sides on this map.
Yeah.
I think the big difference is that Kitchen kind of allows you to play a bit more aggressive. It allows you to, because in order to hold Kitchen, you have to peek. You need to make sure that you make them as uncomfortable as possible on small tower side, because it's so easy to plant in dining. There's so many spots and places where you can just smoke, sneak up, and put the plant down. And that hatch, I know there's an angle there, but it's just not consistent, and people are not consistently denying the plant there. So in order to win this bomb site, you actually need to play really aggressively usually. You need to go for these impact tricks on the shower wall, the classic one that Empire always used, the 2, sometimes 3 sets of impact, and very aggressive peaks onto the attackers as soon as they try to execute, or even before that, right?
Yeah.
The meeting is a bit different in the sense of you can kind of play a bit more passively here, but the thing is, once the attackers have attic, and they have a firm grasp of that attic control, it's really easy for them to go into meeting. So it just depends on how you want to play, right? Do you want to really fight for your round? Do you want to take these initial gunfights and go for the aggressive peaks? You feel like you're going to win these gunfights? And it looks like Hmble says yes, yeah. They feel like they're going to win these gunfights out, and that's where they want to go. They want to go kitchen dining. They don't want to deal with meeting right now, and the aggressive C4 is going to come out here. It's not going to do anything, but me speaking about aggressive plays, these are the kind of plays that you need to make on kitchen dining in order to get the win.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, kitchen dining is almost like a desperation. Well, not. I would. Desperation is maybe a bit too strongly, but I mean, you essentially need to somehow get a pick onto the players because I mean, at the end of the day, the advantage is towards the attackers with the entryways, the angles, etc. I mean, their kind of win condition almost for this site is the showers control. Once you get showers control, showers corridor control, you can essentially get ready to go for your plan. Now,
Yeah, it's really easy to choke out the side here when you take shower control. That's true, and it's just really uncomfortable for the defense. That's why they need to go for these aggressive peaks.
yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Andrea and Sam there, I mean, two players that I imagine will be very confident in being able to keep that control, especially with how the last matchup went and how the team's been playing as a whole. It looks as if we're actually going to get our first bit of utility being committed towards Showers, but Sam, he's committing his gun, and there we go. There goes the first hard breacher. There goes the thermite, the only hard breacher. His exothermic didn't even get to explode onto the wall, and now it's going to be a question of can you win your gunfights? But you know what? The wrong person answered. Kygos getting Sardo, Sam getting another. That's a double for the round for him. Kimsey and Troy and Fume, they're going to have to win out in a 5 versus 2, make it 5 versus 1. Kimsey left to try and find the last remaining players. He's going to find one. Is he going to find the second? No, he's not. It seems to be a bit of a scramble here, and it looks as if this is going to be another humble round.
Yeah, definitely looks like Sledge is in a dire situation right now. As Kimze is gonna look for these players when they run out on him and kind of taunt him there, right? Andre is
Yeah.
gonna finish it out on the window, but the players kind of taunt him there every single time when they have that massive advantage. We saw it on the last map. These players just started running out. They started to taunt the players. They started to toy with them when they're on the attacking side. And it just kind of shows the confidence here from Humble's side, right?
Yeah, I mean, the confidence from the side of Humble being able to take these gunfights, being able to almost, I mean, essentially just do what they want. They actually don't really care at the end of the day, and they're just absolutely fragging out. 3 rounds unanswered so far. They've got some amount of momentum going in their favour.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 3 rounds for Humble and Oregon, it might look dire right now for unknown
I
for
mean,
some people, but it's not as dire, right? Humble is still in the defense. Let's not forget that. They shouldn't get too cocky here. 3 rounds on defense is fine, but let's see if they're able to close out the rest of this. They need the rest of this as well. They need the 5-1 split here because attacking is gonna be way harder.
well, attacking is certainly going to be the challenge. 3-1 in favour of Humble. They're obviously putting their as much as they want into this round. They're obviously trying to sorry, this round, this kind of split, they're obviously trying to gain as much of an advantage as possible. It wouldn't be out of question if they won the next 2 rounds. That's what they're aiming for. And the next 2 rounds, Leo, their defender sided. They're resoundingly defender sided. Not very often do we see the attackers win these sites. But again, we've already seen Unknown win upstairs. Can they win it again? Can they make the adjustments to Humble's adjustments? That's the questions that we need to find the answers to, and the questions that Unknown need to answer. Something that we'll certainly find out very soon.
Definitely the eternal question of Siege, can we adjust to the adjustments, right?
Yeah,
On a serious note here, Unknown has already shown 2 really dominant rounds. They lost one of those rounds, but they shown that they know how to attack the site. So
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that they know what they're doing here. They're going for the same style of attack. It doesn't look like they're changing too much, and I would agree with them. I don't think they need to. They just need to keep these players under control. These roamers like Simo that peek everything there, and Andrea, he's gonna get the early pick there from Humble's side, and Vinco, he's gonna trade right back there with the wallbang. Great trade from him, as Killiator is gonna challenge already here onto Attic. I mean, there's definitely some pressure here onto Humble to make some plays, and again, Simo with the C4s. I mean, that's just Simo with the C4s. What can I say?
Yeah, Simo, he's like almost the quarterback with his throws. He's picking out players left, right, and centre, and he's going to find another with a double kill. Simo going in with a bit of a hot breach here. He's straight into Attic, and no one's there. No one realises. I think Simo tried to realise there, but couldn't find the kill. And now Sardo with a great bit of control in towards Akko. There is one player to the left of his door. My God, this man with the G8, it is going per Sam, though, he's got the C4. He's going to be able to pick out Shadow, and now a 2 versus 1 situation for Kimsey. He is able to find frags. We've seen it happen before. He's peeking left and right. There is one player in towards the master area. Kyrgos, he's playing a bit of an off angle, something we don't see very often. The Nate's trying to clear a bit of utility gain, a bit of leeway for him to enter in. Sam, he's firing bullets back and forth. I don't think Kimsey's seen the player that was prone, and now he's been taking his health down below. It's getting really, really bad for him. 55 seconds remaining on the clock, and there's just bullets being traded back and forth. We've switched to the Deagle now. Kyrgos, he's just playing safe, and I think here this could potentially be confirmed as a Humble round very swiftly.
Yeah, definitely. Kimze is trying to get a pick here, but he would be shot down immediately by Kaigo's SMG 11 onto SMG 11 violence there, and it's just not gonna it's just not gonna work out for the Sledge in this scenario. I mean, it's so hard. There's so many angles to peek. The defenders can be anywhere. You're not really expecting him to win this one out when he basically doesn't have anything going for him, right? Like, he cleared out that Banshee, but those defenders, they could be holding a 180 crossfire right now, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that you can do about it is try and win your gunfights. But I mean, when you can't win, what do you do? It seems as if we'll switch to a bit of a Monty here from Unknown. Remember, they only need to win out one more round, and then essentially that's it. It's confirmed. It's a natural split. One round is all they need, and one round is all that's left. Monty, an off pick potentially here from Unknown. A Monty is not something you see very often from these players of Unknown. I mean, this is the thing though. Monty creates this pressure that this kind of phantom pressure where he's just giving away information. You can't necessarily kill him with the way his shield works, and he doesn't really do much. He's just giving information. It's just like a drone that you can't kill, and you can't take your eyes off him because then the shield drops, and then you've got a pistol in your face.
Yeah, so you got to look at that player, and he's gathering map control and information for his team. You're constantly thinking, oh, is there a player behind this guy? Is there a player behind this guy? Is there a player behind this guy? And boom, you're dead,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Zofia is
exactly.
speaking right behind him. Speaker's advantage right now, and it's just too much, right? That pressure from that Monty is just sometimes too much if the team is able to utilize him well. But the trade-off there is that you're basically playing a 4v5, right?
Essentially, that's it. It's a 4 versus 5 in terms of guns on the board.
Yeah, definitely. So what I'm expecting Unknown here to do is to definitely use their Monty to
Oh,
the... Oh, no, that's not what you want to do, Sardo. Use that G8 carefully, as Monty is going to go down to Sam. And there we go.
well, I mean
There's no point speaking about Monty anymore.
that's at least a minute's worth of analysis gone straight away. Simo, though, he's going to be able to answer one of his own onto Kimsey. Trunfjorn being able to take out Andrea Simo. He's going to be able to continue doing his work. And look, the frags are starting to come out back and forth. But the thing is, though, they keep getting traded. The man count always stays in favour of Hmble here. Sado and Vinko, the only men that's left. And let's be honest here, the only person really bringing any sort of utility is Habana. She's got 3 flashes and obviously those pellets of the ex Kairos. Sarto, what does he have? He only has a G8, but I mean, at the end of the day, though, sometimes a G8 is all you need to actually go and win your gunfights. It looks as if Simo's getting ready to do a bit of a retake onto Meeting, and I don't think they realise that's where he is. They're going to explode onto site, but Kaigos has an answer of his own. Sardo now in a 1 versus 3 situation where I'm 1 at 30 on the clock and everything is slowing down, everything is starting to quieten down. There is a bit of utility being brought out in terms of the breach charges. I don't know if they know that's there, it's going to blow out. But oh my god, Kygos, he misses out. But the oh no, the hollow casing actually is the one that blocks out Alex as he swings out, confirms the kill, and there we go. Hmble do 5-1 on defense.
Definitely. I mean, 5-1 is what you kind of expect right now with the current meta. So to me, the match is not over yet. I want to see how Unknown plays this defense right now. If they're able to do the full rotation here once, then there's definitely comeback potential.
Yeah.
Some teams take the 6-0, you know. Maybe this one round that Unknown took on the very first round of this map is enough, and that's what they need to bring this to the third map.
I mean, that's maybe all they need, but at the same time, though, I mean, the thing is, let's talk about this, Leo. The five Fumble are now 5-1 up on score line, and they move on to the attack. Unknown move on to the defense. The question that we need to kind of ask is maybe Unknown aren't necessarily out of the picture here. Remember, that it is a defender sided map. Most of the sites are defender sided. Essentially, all you need to do is win out one tertiary site, and therefore you put yourself in a very good position. And let's be honest, winning out a tertiary site isn't really that hard, especially when you're on a map like Oregon. One thing I want to point towards though is the fact that Unknown have opted for a Cav pick, something that is necessarily very much out of meta for kind of how the game is played at this moment in time.
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, it's always been out of the meta. I don't think she was ever in the meta besides one moment in a Paris major when
Oh
a
yeah.
specific G2 player just made a crazy play and Caveira looked viable for exactly 5 minutes, and then you hopped into the ranked game and got shot down by some jackal.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. But at the end of the day, though, there doesn't seem to be any sort of roam clear here from Hmble. It seems to be as if they're all focused on the utility game. I mean, Oregon essentially is. And the thing is, though, one thing we need to point out is the fact that Cav doesn't necessarily bring much utility. What she does bring is a nuisance. She's always there in the back of your mind. You need to try and figure out where she is. But I don't even know if they know exactly where she is. Looks as if, though, Hmble Academy, they're getting ready to go towards a big window push. And we see here a lot of utility being burned by Vinko with a C4, and the bullets and the guns come alive. Look at this. Unknown 4 kills straight away as they jump through that window, and Alec left all on his own. 2 minutes on the clock in a 1 versus 5 situation, Leo. I mean, this is looking as if Unknown have already figured out how to get the first round on the board.
Oh, definitely. Alec is going to try this out, but I mean, flawless orange round for Unknown. What a better way to answer back than this?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. Hmble almost flawless on defense, and Unknown say, if you can do it, we can do it better. They get 1 round on the board. They stop the rush. They stop Hmble Academy in their tracks before they even get started. I don't even think they got the plan to hit the floor. It was just a scramble, and Unknown were well prepared for it.
Definitely. I just hope that Hmble isn't too confident with that 5-1 scoreline. Hmble, don't forget this is Oregon. You need to play this well on the attack to make sure you're actually gonna make it a 2-0, right? You don't
Yeah.
want to take this. You don't want to head into third map here. And Unknown definitely want to head into third map here. They're coming in as your kind of underdogs after they've been maybe they think they've been robbed, right? They had to forfeit they had to basically play a 4v5 the entire clubhouse, and who knows, maybe would have went in a completely different direction. So they're coming into this map hungrier than ever, and they're ready to prove to you that you can't rush like that. We're gonna shut you down. We're also ready with the C4s, and we're ready to take these gunfights when you jump in. So Hmble, you better humble up, and you need to think about your strategies here on the attack. I want to see more of these kind of slower strategy-based attacks, just like you did on the clubhouse. You need to think what side you're going for here. You need to make sure you're clearing out Killiator on the vigil, and you need to make sure that you clear out the roamers.
Yeah, without a doubt here. Thing is the fact that Hmble are almost got an inherent advantage with how the rounds are. I mean, they're kind of, how would you put it? Like, the mental is always on their side. But the thing is, though, if Unknowns start to put rounds together, then you start to question yourselves: are we actually able to close this out? Is our strategies working, or have Unknown got our number? That's the thing. That's what we'll need to find out. We do have one player roaming on towards Big Tower Stairs. He's going to rotate back down and just continue to be a nuisance holding this and go on to blue. We see here Unknown are being so aggressive with this Tachanka launcher, using that fire to almost catch players off guard. But look at this, the LMG is catching players off guard. Sardo, a double kill, taking out Kaidos, and that's the diffuser going cold outside on blue. That was an absolutely insane play from him, and Hmble again look as if they're beginning to be humbled.
What is this, Sardo? This is not a casual match. What are you doing? A C4 is gonna come in, it's gonna take out Alec, and Hmble, they're gonna be in a 2v3 situation right now.
Oh my god, what a play from him there, 2 versus 3, and it's just Simo and Sam. But I mean, let's be honest here, Leo. Simo and Sam, they're the exact 2 players you want to be on the clutch scenario. Oh my god, the Ayana's been blocked out of blue already. Kimsey and Sardo, Kimsey, Sardo and Vinko look as if they're already closing up this round.
Yeah, Vinko definitely won his individual gunfight there with the SMG-11 there onto the Yana, and Sam, he's making a little bit of a desperate play here, right? He's gonna sneak up, and Sardo just says no, right? Sam, you shall not pass. Freezer is mine. There's no way you're taking over this. This 1v3 is not yours, maybe another day.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Sam doing his best impression of the, what do you call it? The hobbits from Lord of the Rings. But again, I couldn't remember the name.
The wizard.
No, it was Gandalf. Yeah, Gandalf said it. Yeah, no, but there was that one of the hobbits was called Sam, and I couldn't remember what his second name was. I'm sure somebody will correct me at one point, but anyway, 5-3 in favour of Humble and Unknown. I've already put together 2 rounds, but this is where the question comes in, Leo, of tertiary sites. Can you win them? If they get one win on a tertiary site, then they look very good in terms of their comeback. This is where Humble Academy start to rub their palms together, start to lick their lips and think, this is match point for us. This is where we can take the advantage. This is potentially where we put the real pressure onto Unknown.
Definitely, definitely. But from the way these rounds have been going for an Unknown, they haven't been winning these rounds in an orthodox way, I would say. They're playing really
Yeah,
aggressively, they're constantly peeking, they're flanking, they're pushing, they're using their C4s and utility, and especially Sardo, right? And when you have players up in your face like this, it doesn't really matter if they're playing kitchen or basement or the top floor in Oregon, right? Because they're just taking these gunfights. They don't care what side they're playing on right now.
yeah.
So if it's looking like that, and if they're gonna keep on winning these gunfights, it doesn't matter they're playing kitchen dining. Humble
Oh
needs to do
no.
something different here, and Vinco is gonna go for this early spawn pick here towards the spawn here onto street side, as Alex is gonna check every corner, and it doesn't look like anything is gonna pan out of that. But as I say that, Valkyrie, he's gonna catch Alec from the main stairs, and there we go. The early pick for Unknown, 5v4 ready, and as I said, they're just constantly peeking everything. They're putting the pressure on you. Kimze is gonna get another one. And that's just that Valkyrie gun, doing putting that ward as
Yeah.
they're doing it on both the Warden and the Valkyrie. So it's 5v3 right now. It's basically back to the drawing board. They need to think what they need to do right now. Humble is gonna try to clear out Sardo here, but Sardo is constantly peeking, constantly with those discs. He's trying to avoid the flashes here, the nades, and looks like Yana is gonna peek in. She
Oh,
will get the head of Sardo there, but so much time has been wasted. I feel like that was well worth it. And the
yeah.
players, they're still peeking here towards small tower. Humble, you're not safe.
Yeah, Humble certainly are not safe. That's the been necessarily the whole matchup here. Unknown consistently peaking, making sure they're trying to get advantages, and that's what's happened here. They do have the advantage. Got to remember it's the Ash and the Nomad gone, so flanks are available. Thing is though, your hard breachers are up. Oh, as I say that, Caster's Curse again. Killier getting an absolutely beautiful shot onto Kygos. Thing is though, we do have the Habana at least. Hopefully I don't get kind of Caster Cursed once again. But the thing is though, they do have that Habana to do the work of the hard breach. Seymour getting one onto Tron Fury. That's the Valkyrie down. It's been very, oh my god, straight like that, and it's 2 versus 2 in a matter of seconds. A flick of a switch, the click of a finger, the players go down. Killator and Kimsey left. Remember, they have all the kind of health on their side. Sam maybe potentially giving away his position with the taking out that default cam. I wonder if anybody was on it. It doesn't
Oh,
matter though, because Sam, he's on a Type 89 and he's able to take out Kimsey. Killator now, he knows exactly where the Habana is. We see the Ayana. She's scrambling
what?
for Sam! Oh my god, peeking just like that, taking out Killator, taking out Doc. He wasn't even overhealed. What a great shot from him. A quick peeking just like that. From 4 versus 2 to 2 versus 0. Humble Academy move on to match point on Oregon.
I mean, doesn't matter that you're overhealed when Sam is hitting heads like that, right?
Oh my god, no, it doesn't.
Every single time when Humble is in a disadvantage and you leave Simo and Sam alive together, something crazy happens. Every single time, somehow Sam and Simo are just able to pull these ones out of nowhere. They're just peeking everyone, everyone is peeking them, and for some reason, they're just winning every single gunfight.
Well, that's it. That's all you necessarily need to do on a game like Siege. You only really need to win gunfights. And what a great way to kick us off on this matchup. Or I say great way to kick us off. A great way to almost end things off, I would say, with how they've been playing. Humble Academy now on match point. And attacking kids' dorms, we've already seen here the Unknown. They know how to get the advantage. They know how to almost alleviate the pressure and put it all on Hmble. Thing is, though, something that we don't see fairly often from both teams actually is the fact that one, we have an Oryx, two, we have an Alibi. You know what? Number three, we also have a Knock.
Number 4, we have a Monty. Hello, what's going on this round?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Hmble is they figured out that yeah, we indeed won the last round, but I mean, it was a clutch. I'm pretty sure it was a 2v4 and the players had to step up massively to win that one out. And these attacks are not very comfortable for them right now. So they're gonna trying to change the pace here. They're gonna bring that Monty, they're gonna bring that Knock. These are definitely very unique operators, and it's definitely gonna change the way you're playing the map on the attack. Maybe the thinking here is to try to go for these individual plays more, right? Rely on the Monty to clear out the map here and give some information. As Knock is just,
Yeah.
you know, she's just doing Knock things, sneaking around the map and trying to get a cheeky peek here or there. And as I say that, Sam is gonna do his trusty Harbridge work here towards Attic, as Attic is gonna be breached and opened up by the X-Kairos. And for defenders here on the side, that's what stands out to me. They definitely feel the pressure of that Monty if they're already that early in the site.
Oh my
Ooh.
god, what a shot. Tronfjorn, my man. Great shot there onto Andrea, and there goes the Knock. That's nades off the board. Got to remember, that is actually a fairly good bit of utility when Jaeger is off the board. Monty trying to place a bit of pressure here onto the site, onto Tronfjorn, but Kygos is going to take out Kelly and Alec getting one of his own, and there we go, the two players near the breach, down in the dirt. You've got to remember, there's only actually two players on site, Vinko and Kimsey. Sardo is below. Monty pushing in. Does he know there's a player in Attic? Well, he does. No. Now, three other players, one on big window, two, I was going to say it, two in towards master area, but no, it's one in towards Zulu, waiting to play the flank watch. Oh, the Oryx has got a bit of an answer back. Vinko get one of his own, and now it's essentially a 1 versus 2 situation with a human drone. Alec, the Monty, can he actually be able to pick a frag as he drops his shield? No, he can't. SMG 11 and the gun of the Oryx left in the capable hands. The Oryx is able to pick up one, but no! Vinko closing out the round, taking out Simo, the man that's been fragging out all game. A great round there from Unknown, being able to find what they needed to finish out the round.
Definitely. I believe for a second there that Simo is actually going to be able to close that one out. I mean, if you want to clutch out the round, who's a better man than Simo to clutch it out for you right now in this matchup, right?
Yeah.
But it just didn't work out that way, right? At Siege, there's 180 angles. The defenders played it really well, and the defender just the last one just peaked right at the right time. Simo just didn't have the time to flick onto him.
Yeah, he just didn't have the time. There wasn't a lot of time in the end, but that's it. Simo, thought he was going to pick out a blitz there, I think. Oh, there we go. I was a bit worried there, just seeing the operator
He's
thing.
toying with us.
Yeah,
He's toying with us a little bit.
he's playing with their emotions there. Picking a Flores.
Blitz.
Yeah.
You can't be teasing Blitz and Monty in a combination like that. I think that would have been a first for me.
I mean, would have been going essentially back to like almost the shield meta when Blitz was ridiculously OP.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, Alec is gonna stay on the Monty here, and I agree. I think that last round was pretty dominant for Hmble. It actually worked out the other way around this time, and no one has clutched out. So that was a round that definitely should have went towards Humble's way.
Yeah.
If I may say so myself, it looked very dominant for them. They had a lot of map control, and it definitely looked like they had the advantage. But I know they just clutched it out somehow. Kimze and I think Vinko, right?
Yeah.
Or was it Tron? I'm not too sure. But anyway, they just clutched out the round, and now Sardo with the Tachanka, the god, the emperor, the lord himself. I'm not too sure what you're gonna do this time around, because last time I was just scared, to be honest. And I'm casting this game. I'm not even playing.
Well, this is the thing, though. I mean, the Tachanka got some great picks in the end, and the fact that he almost, how would you put it? He almost defined that round with the double kill that he got. I mean, I don't think it'll be happening again. I'm sure Humble will certainly take the adjustments that they need to. Tron Furin, he's going to take some adjustments himself, adjusting himself, trying to pick up that frag. The Monty pushing through, the pressure mounting. There's drones everywhere. It's like a fleet moving in unison. The Ayana nearly picking out
Oof.
the Arune, but Simo confirms the kill. But remember, look at the health on the side of the attackers. Simo's really low. So is Sam, but so is Kelly as he gets dropped 6 foot under.
Yeah, I mean the attackers here are both they traded a lot of their HP for these defenders' lives, but it's definitely worth it for them as they're gonna put themselves in a very advantageous position right now. As Monty is gonna pressure towards tower stairs, Shanka is gonna be forced to use utility, and Monty is gonna rotate back. Andre is gonna go down the freezer stairs here, and that's a lot of pressure right now on the defenders. They're basically getting choked out right now. They have to use all of their utility to force these defenders out, whether it's Tachanka mollies or Vinko's smokes right now. So the attackers are just gonna bait out this utility and they're gonna wait.
Well, that's the thing. They only need to wait. It's remember still technically inherently advantage towards the defenders as the attackers need to move into their crosshairs. They're the ones that need to peak. Defenders, they can just sit pretty. Thing is, though, the defenders, they're doing a bit of their own to make sure they do damage, but all the damage has been done in favour
Oh
of the
wow!
attackers. A flawless round from Hmble. Start as you mean to go on. These players being able to finish out the map, finish out the round. A great map from them in general. Hmble Academy knocking out our players on
Yeah,
unknown. What a matchup there from Humble. They certainly showed why they deserve to win this one out.
definitely. And Simo is the MVP, the man, the legend of this
Oh
match. Just
man,
the guy just constantly all over the place. I think he had combined 20, 28 or 29 kills, I want to say.
that's crazy.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Something
that's
like that. These are insane numbers.
yeah,
And when
exactly.
you have the man just backing you up like that and Sam helping him out every single time when they're in a
Oh
clash
man,
scenario, I mean, how do you even play that?
I don't.
Humble, definitely, yeah,
I was gonna say, how do you even shut them down when they're fragging out like that? When you have that momentum, see when you sometimes just get that like little bit of like confidence in you. I mean, it can go a long way.
definitely. I mean, Humble definitely proved on Oregon that Clubhouse wasn't a fluke, wasn't luck. It wasn't because it was a
Yeah,
5v4. It looks like they're just the better team today, and they're gonna close it out pretty comfortably, I would say. Flawless
yeah.
round at the end. I mean, what more can you ask of them to prove that they're the better team? And very well played by them.
Mhm.
Um, great, great matchup overall. Very exciting match here.
Yeah, a great matchup overall. I can't believe how confident it ended up being. But I mean, at the end of the day, me and you are done, Leo. That's just unfortunate. We do see the players on the side of Humble going through to play Lions Creed in the next match. I can guarantee it will be a banger, and I hope everybody comes back to watch that one. But if you don't want to come back and watch, make sure you press that little purple love heart down below. Make sure that you can come back and make sure you're watching Lions Creed versus Humble Academies. Again, it was a great matchup from them. Leo, do you have anything you want to say before we sign off for tonight?
Nothing much. I'm just excited for this Lions Creed Humble game, and definitely come back and watch that when it does come up. Game E, as you can see here on the schedule. But thank you very much for joining me here, and it was just very fun to cast today. It was an exciting match, and I'm just looking forward to see what we're gonna have in the finals.
Yeah, Game E and Game F are definitely going to be bangers. I mean, whoever wins that is going to be meeting Arctic and other teams as well throughout the kind of the bracket. All the teams, I mean, have been playing well so far. Unfortunately, we did have to say goodbye to some, but we'll be saying goodbye as well. I've been Cairo. This has been Leo. This has been ECS. Make sure you follow all the socials and the rest. Cheers for watching. Bye bye.
Cheers.